Welcome to the 30k channel. I'm your host David.
And I'm Boris.
Yes, and we're back for game 2 of Fall of the Ayenbyte set on Hengast IV.
Yes, we are. Yeah, after that nail-biting finish last game. No spoilers if you haven't watched it yet, but go back and watch it straight away.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's great. So good.
It is wild. And we're hoping to replicate that with a extremely infantry-heavy list that we've both gone for in this game.
Yeah, it's 1500, so it's almost a Centurion game. Not quite, there are some tanks, but it's, the fight in the city afterwards.
Yeah, recap that for us.
So last game, the word bearers were trying to claim back their Falchion. It was a bloodbath, as we've already said. So the Imperial Fists fell back. Their crash ship, the Ayenbite, they managed to restore some void shields. So for the last couple of weeks, the Imperial Fists have been hiding behind their void shield. Word bearers finally managed to get the Falchion back up and running. Broke those voids with the big gun on it, and they've poured in. The Imperial Fists haven't been idle, however, so they have pushed out to escape, to carry on the fight, but they have left a blocking force. And what we see here is the Imperial Fist blocking force telling the word bearers not one step further.
Amen.
We'll see what happens, though.
Yeah, well, you know, we would love to have shown that piece of the story there with like the backdrop to a massive ship with some voids and stuff and the Falchion, but those things just aren't quite practical.
Well, yeah, and it's nice to have in your head. So this is a small, very important piece of a fight. This is of a much bigger battle going on.
Amen.
I think that's always what happens when you have, 30k. You're the small pivotal bit of the battle that's going on.
Exactly right. So we're in a city now. We're 3 weeks later, as Boris said, and there are some serious amounts of infantry on this table. It's great to see, though, in the Imperial Fist list, we've got some jet bikes in there.
Yeah.
Excited to see how they perform.
Yeah, courtesy of Dr. Dan Porter, as always. Both sides. He's playing himself at the moment.
He is. Just doesn't.
Yeah, we've got quite mobile Fist force again compared to last game, which is always really cool to see. But we'll see how they do. Yeah.
It should be all right, I think. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a Mechanicum player. I'm playing Space Marines. I've seen tons of Space Marine games. I'm still trying to get my head around this whole Space Marine thing, and I'm playing with some really cool units that I want to incorporate. Into my own Death Guard list. So, we've got a double-fisted Contemptor, which is quite exciting.
Close combat.
Yeah, hopefully I get up close with some flamers there. But yeah, so just trying out new stuff, and I'm quite interested to see how it all plays out, really. I am a little bit envious of the Imperial Fists because they've taken rhinos, one thing I just didn't even think of taking.
Yeah.
But we'll see, I don't know.
The classic melter rhino, watch and miss every turn. Ooh. So, it's no real threat anyway, to be honest. But we'll see. Yeah, it allows us a little bit more versatility. And we've kind of taken two sides of the same coin in the Warlord trait. So I've got the Warlord trait that allows me move, recover, and only ruins.
Yep.
And stealth in ruins, which is really interesting. So I might have some really good cover saves. But there are some big ruins, but only a little bit. But you've got move through cover within a 12-inch bubble around your warlord. Yes. So you can move across the whole board. So you're going to move up real quick, basically.
Hopefully.
It's going to be scary.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
But let's have a quick look at the mission. So we've got, I'll try and remember, Blood Feud.
Blood Feud, yep.
And our chosen targets have flashed up on the bottom of the screen there for you guys to see. So I don't know what yours is.
Nope.
And Boris doesn't know what mine is, so we're trying to keep it secret for this one. And we're playing Vanguard Strike, which is a really cool deployment.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something very particular about our deployment. I've done a scout move as well, so that's really cool.
Yeah, these veterans have scouted. My veterans are stubborn.
Yes.
So hopefully they should not be going anywhere. Unlike last game when the giant tactical blob got swept. So we'll see if we can avoid that.
It's going to be wild. Just quickly talk me through your deployment first, please, Boris.
So we've got the heavy weapon squad and the rapiers in the back dug into the ruins. We've got a couple rhinos full of veterans with heavy bolters, which is something you don't see very often. So a lot of bolter shots, taking advantage of the fist rules. They might either go down the flanks or go straight down the middle as blocking forces. Again, as you say, we've got the jet bikes on the far flank, and then we've got a Vindicator, which might roll out and be a roadblock, or might do really well, or might just die real quick. So we'll see. I've got no scout moves, so I'm just there are no reserves for me either. So that's me. And yourself, you've deployed opposite. Yeah,
everything is right on the line except for the land speeder, the javelin rather, and the whirlwind Scorpius. 2 units I'm worried about the Fist. I'm worried about the Vindicator because obviously most of my army's infantry. And those jet bikes have got a massive range of movement. So I'll have to see there. But yeah, the vets have pushed up. They've done their 16 scout move. We're kind of corralling over the little warehouse there with a crane. We're hoping to disable some key units with that Scorpius in the first couple of turns, and then maybe make a push with the infantry later on. I'm not quite sure, but we're going to give it a whirl.
Yep.
Now we've deploy first, go first.
Yeah, the word bearers won the roll off. It would have been whoever won the last game chose to deploy first, go first, as you mentioned in our last video. But because it's draw, we decided to just roll for it. The word bearers won, so you chose to deploy first, go first. I counter deployed, but I might. Yeah, I think I'll see what happens.
Give it a whirl?
I'm going to give it a whirl and try for a season. Here we go. That is a 2. Oh. No. So
that's good. I think I needed that because you've got some superior movement, and I kind of need the extra turn of movement to outflank or try and get a better position. So we'll see what happens. All right, should we get on with it?
Yep.
Let's have a look at the list, and we'll see at the beginning of Word Bearers turn 1. 1,500 points of Word Bearers led by a Centurion. The Warlord trait is Dust of 1,000 Worlds. The army is led by a Centurion. He's equipped with a plasma pistol, a power axe, and artificer armor. Next to him is a Centurion Chaplain Consul. He's equipped with artificer armor, bolt pistol, and an Acrosius Arcanum. Due to the charismatic leadership, the Word Bearers need to take an additional HQ choice, which has to be a Chaplain Consul. The first elite's choice is a Contemptor Dreadnought equipped with 2 close combat weapons, 2 heavy flamers, and extra armor. Second elite's choice is a 10-man veteran squad. The sergeant is equipped with a power fist and bolt pistol, and the other veterans are equipped with combi flamers. The first troop choice is a 13-man tactical squad. The sergeant is equipped with a power fist and artificer armor. Everybody has been upgraded to take additional close combat weapons. The second troop choice is identical to the first, except there is one more additional marine. The third troop choice is a 15-man assault squad. They are all equipped with bolt pistol and close combat weapon. Fast attack is a javelin attack speeder equipped with twin-link cyclone missile launcher and a multi-melter. Finally, the heavy support choice is a whirlwind Scorpius equipped with a Scorpius multi-launcher.
1,500 points of Imperial Fists running the chosen duty Rite of War. Leading the Imperial Fist force is a Delegatus Consul. He has been upgraded with a refractor field, artificer armor, and a power fist. The Consul has the Warlord trait Conqueror of Cities. The single elite's choice for the Imperial Fists are 2 rapier batteries, both armed with quad heavy bolters. The first troop's choice for the Imperial Fists is a 15-man tactical squad. The sergeant has been upgraded with artificer armor and a power fist. The rest of the squad is armed with bolters. Due to the Rite of War chosen duty, veteran tactical squads are allowed to be taken as troops, so the second and third troops choices for the Imperial Fists are 2 identical veteran tactical squads. They are 10 men armed with 2 heavy bolters with suspensor webs, and the sergeant has been upgraded to have artificer armor and a power sword. The squad has been given a Rhino as a dedicated transport, which has been upgraded with extra armor and a pintle-mounted multi-melter. The first and only fast attack choice for the Imperial Fists is a Jetbike Skyhunter Squadron. They are 4 members strong and have not taken the Sergeant upgrade but are armed with melter bombs. The first heavy support choice is a heavy support squad armed with missile launchers. There are 8 members and the Sergeant has been given artificer armor. The second heavy support choice is a Vindicator tank. It has been upgraded with extra armor and a twin-linked bolter.
Word Bearers turn 1 movement. The veterans took advantage of their scout move beginning of the game and then also moved 3 inches through their move through cover, so advanced a little bit closer towards the enemy's deployment zone there. The tactical squad followed up behind them, rolling a massive 6 on their move through cover. The assault squad have pushed forward a full 12 to get into the centre of the battlefield to give them some options in the next turn. The Scorpius has remained stationary. It will fire high into the air and get full scatter, as there's no Nuncio Voxes in the army, but we're going to take a bit of a gamble. The Javelin there just jinked over that building. We will flat him out at the end of the turn to get a better position. The Contemptor has shuffled behind that warehouse, and the Centurion with his tactical squad have moved over those cooling fans and are bearing down on the Imperial Fists. Word Bearers turn 1 shooting phase. The Javelin there moved over the crates with its flat out just to get a better position for the next turn. The vets move forward 3 inches, or 4 inches rather, on the run move. The tactical squad there with the chaplain managed a massive 6. The assault marines got a massive 3. Contemptor got 4. And then finally this squadron here ran a whole 1 inch. Next we will fire the Scorpius. The only shooting from the first turn is this whirlwind Scorpius has fired high up in the air and has targeted the Imperial Fist Vindicator there. It's vital that the word bearers start to score some hull points on this. It has stayed stationary, so it'll fire 1 + D3 shots. All for a massive 2 shots, not the most amazing roll in the world. Now we'll roll for scatter. We're going to target the dead center of that vehicle, and it will be a full scatter because there is no line of sight to the model. All right, so it does go 5 inches. I think it will still clip it. I will double check though, but we'll roll for the damage now, and we need 4s to glance. Oh, they both fell out of the tray, so we like a flat dice on the channel, so we'll re-roll. All right, and that is 2 3s. That is absolutely nothing. That is the end of the word bearer's turn. Quite unsuccessful, but at least all of the infantry elements have moved into a really good position to start picking off units in the next few turns.
Imperial Fist, turn 1 movement. We've moved out aggressively on one flank, so the Legion veterans have moved up their Rhino and have jumped out into those ruins, rolling a 555 for move through cover, which is pretty good. The tactical squad behind with the Delegatus in has moved through cover as well, just pushing to that left flank for the Imperial Fists. They rolled a 6. The missile launchers and rapier obviously sat still. The other Rhino containing the veterans have pushed forward. We're going to see if we can use them as perhaps a blocking force. There's a little bit of a traffic jam, but the Vindicator has just drawn its sights, potentially either shooting the tactical squad or the assault squad and trying to put down some damage. The Scimitars have decided they don't like, there's not enough room for on the other flank for them to squeeze past, so they're going to try and double back and make the word bearers fast units chase them. Imperial Fist, turn 1 shooting. The first thing to open up are 2 veterans out the top of their Rhino. It will be the 2 veterans with the heavy bolters. They are firing with the Spencer webs. They're only in range of a single model, but we'll see if we can cause a wound, start the battle. So this is 6 shots from 2 heavy bolters hitting on 2s, thanks to the Imperial Fist rule. That's 3 1s still, so that's not great. Wounding on 3s, let's see what we can do. Wow, it's a good start. So we've got a single bolter from the top of the Rhino. That will fire as well. That hits and wounds. That's 1 wound. And the word bearers pass. And then we have a fabulous multi-melter that will also target. It hits amazingly and wounds. And I don't believe there's any sort of cover save there. So it's just 1 assault marine dead. Next up to shoot, we'll fire the other Rhino. Let's disgorge its cargo. So we'll start with a single bolter targeting the tactical squad that's advancing down the side of the generator. So that is a hit and 4s to wound. It's a wound, so that's 1 save from the word bearers, which they pass. And the good old multi-melter on the top, so that is a 3. That's a hit, amazingly. And a 2 to wound, yes, that's a 2. So it's a 5-up cover save for intervening models. That is failed, so that's another word bearer failed to the multi-melters. Next up to fire is the veteran squad that disembarked from the Rhino. We've checked sight lines, half the squad can't see, and then the heavy bolters are just out of range, unfortunately, due to the positioning of the word bearers. So we have 4 bolt gun shots ringing out, so we're firing, hitting on 2s again. So that is 3 hits, which is good. Wounding on 4s, that's 2 wounds, so 2 3-up saves from the word bearers. That is 1 passed and 1 failed, so another word bearer dies. Next to fire is the Imperial Fist Vindicator. It's drawing a line on the same tactical squad. We're going to see if we can whittle them down a bit more. We will start with the mighty bolter on top, the pintle mounted bolter, and that is good. That's a miss, so that hopefully is our miss out the way. So next is the demolisher cannon. We've placed the target and it's going to hit 5 models, so we'll roll the hit. That is a scatter. It's a 3-inch scatter. Should still clip some of the squad, so we'll figure out how many hits and get back to you. After scattering, the blast hit 4 Marines of the word bearers, so we have 4 to wounds, strength 10, classic double 1, so we only wound 2. They have a 5-up save from cover, and that is 1 made, so that is only a single Marine dies to the demolisher cannon. We did realise the bolter on top is twin-linked, however, so we have another chance for the bolter to prove its worth. It's a hit this time, and that is a wound, so a 3-up save. That's a fail, so the bolter and the demolisher cannon are equally effective. Next up to fire is the quad heavy bolters. We
decided which squad to fire at. We're going to try and whittle down the assault marines. So this is 12 shots hitting on 2s, thanks to the Imperial Fist rule. Twin linked, so that is a single miss so far, and that is a hit. So that is all 12 hit. Now wounding on 3s, thanks to the strength 5 of the heavy bolters. Oh, 1 off the table. And that was a 1. That one's a cock die, so we'll reroll that one. So that is not great, but not too bad. That is 3, 6, 7 wounds on the assault squad. There are 2 before the sergeant with artificer armour, so the word bearers will take these 2 at a time.
All right, let's have a look. So we're looking for 3 up armours. Oh, that is not very good at all. So 2 fouls straight away. Now we're on to another marine before we get to sergeant. So he's dead. Now we're on artificer. Artificer is dead, unbelievably. So I think that's what, 4 gone by now. So 3 left. 3 up armours. Holy hell. All right, so 5 marines, including the sergeant, have been lost from that squad.
Next up to fire is the jet bikes. Decided not to fire to turbo boost them, but instead to fire to add their weight to thinning down the word bearers. So it's 12 shots. We did have a little debate and presume the Imperial Fists bolter drill rule does apply to their heavy bolters. So these are hitting on 2s. If it is wrong, let us know. But we're playing it with 2s. My opponents are happy with this. So 12 shots hitting on 2s. That is 2 misses, so 10 hits. And these are wounding on 3s. So that is only 2 don't wound. So that is 8 wounds.
All right, there are 4 Space Marines before we get to the sergeant. So we'll do these first on a 3 up. Oh, that's terrible. So 2 die. So 2 more again. That's better. So that's 6 total. And now we've got 2 more on the Marines. Yeah, so another one dies. So 3 Marines dead in total.
Last to shoot for the Imperial Fists is the heavy weapons squad. All 8 missile launchers decided to fire frag missiles, as there's not really any armour that's particularly visible. After a lot of hits and scatters, we landed 13 hits on the assault squad and 7 on the tactical squad right next to them, with most scatters going far, but luckily in the direction of the tactical squad. So first up, we've got 13 hits on the assault squad. These are wounding on 4s. It's not great, not bad. So that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not bad. 8 wounds on the assault squad.
All right, let's have some 3 up armour saves.
All but 1, so only a single marine dies.
Excellent.
Next up is the 7 hits on the tactical squad, so we need 4s to wound again. That's really not great. That is a whole 2 wounds. We have 1 marine before it gets to the word bearer's chaplain. So 1 3-up save at a time. Passed and passed. They are loving it. End of turn 1 for Imperial Fists. Obviously no assaults from us. Was pretty good. We did a lot of damage to 1 squad and 2 squads actually, the assault squad as well. Would have liked the Vindicator to do a bit more damage, but you can't be too picky. At the end of the turn, both word bearer squads passed their leadership check, with True Believers coming in, really useful again.
Word bearers turn 2, and it's already becoming an uphill march for the word bearers. Their lack of firepower has seriously hampered their efforts here, but nonetheless, the Javelin has advanced for 12 inches behind those silos. The Vets have done the same, moved forward 6 inches, and the tack squad behind them rolled a massive 3 inches on their move through cover. The Marines there with the jump packs went 12. They've made the landing pad. They will run. The Contemptors move forward a full 6 inches, not quite in charge range of that Rhino, but hopefully it'll be alive next turn to do so, threatening the Imperial Fist flank. And then finally, the Warlord and his tactical Marines have only managed 2 inches through that building, despite having the Warlord trait to allow them move through cover. The Scorpius has remained stationary and will again fire high into the air at that Vindicator. Word bearers turn 2 shooting, and the Scorpius hidden behind that building has fired high into the air, and rolling for the number of shots only rolled a 1, so there was 2 shots which slammed into that Vindicator, getting a hit, clipping one of the jet bikes, but then also got a scatter. So in total there is 1 hit on that Vindicator and 2 on the jet bike. So rolling to win the jet bikes, strength 8, 2s to wound. That's a good start. No jinking, and they are 2 up armour.
Yep, 2 armour saves, so there's no point in jinking, so we'll just roll our saves. That is 2 saves made.
Hot diggity dog. And then finally we have a glancing hit We need a 4+ to glance. Oh, it's a 10. That's pretty good. All right, let's have a look at the damage, see what it is. Weapon destroyed would be nice. And that is a weapon destroyed. Fantastic. Boris, what weapons you got on there?
So combi bolter and the demolisher. So
what do we do?
4 up for the demolisher cannon.
All right, that's a good shout. Let's go. Oh, that's a beauty. All right, so a whole point and the demolisher cannon has been taken out. No more shooting for the word bearers. The javelin turbo boosted to gain some ground and cover behind those crates before threatening the flank of the Imperial Fists. Other than that, the run moves were really unsuccessful. Virtually every unit running 1 or 2 inches, with the exception of the assault marines, which managed a whopping 6 inches. That is really good. They can now move fairly safely with that Vindicator gone. We only need to now brave the AP3 of those missile launchers and the odd multi-melter. On the side here, again, a 2-inch was rolled for the run move for this unit. It's going to be a tough job trying to threaten the Imperial Fists from this flank.
Turn 2 Imperial Fist movement started with the veteran squad that's in the ruins, rolling a move through cover of 4 and just shuttling a bit more and keeping themselves in those ruins. The tactical squad rolled a 6 and managed to burst through it, decided it's time to push up and bring their bolt guns to bear. The 2 rhinos for the veterans, one that's still got a veteran squad in, have done a bit of a shuffle to bring multi-melters to bear and bring their cargo to bear. The scimitars have decided to keep dashing across the board, and it's a little bit of a jumble in the middle there, but we're sort of scattering to the wind. And finally the Vindicators moved up. It pushed all 12. It now has no demolisher cannons, so there's not really much point. I'm going to use it as a big fancy yellow doorstop for that Contemptor and hopefully stop it bursting through the lines for another turn. Turn 2 shooting for the Imperial Fist. First to fire is the veteran tactical squad that's pushing forward slightly. We've got 2 heavy bolters on suspensor webs, so that's 6 shots targeting the depleted tactical squad in front of them. Hitting on 2s, that's not great, still 2 misses, and wounding on 3s. Still 2 failed to wound, so that's 2 wounds on the tactical squad, onto the 3 ups. Both passed successfully. Next up is the 8 bolt guns from the same squad. They are targeting the same tactical squad, obviously. So that is 2 misses, the Imperial Fist rule not coming into effect. And 4s to wound, only 2 wounds. So 2 3-up saves from the word bearers. Both passed again. Next up, we're firing the empty rhino at the same tactical squad. Just try and chip off at least 1 this turn. So we'll start with the mighty bolter. That is a hit, and 4 to wound. That is a wound, so single 3-up. Pass this time, and the multi-melter again. That's a hit and a wound, so it will be a 5-up cover. No, so that is 1 marine dies. Next up is the rhino in the middle with a veteran tactical squad in it. 2 of its members will fire out the hatch, and it'll be the 2 with the heavy bolters with the suspensor webs. So it is 6 shots ring out. That is 5 hits out of 6, and 3s to wound. That's 2 failed to wound. That is 3 wounds. That is 3 2-up armor saves, or 3-up armor saves, all passed. The rhino from the same squad that just fired will target over the top of the Vindicator and will try and get a hit on the enemy Contemptor. It is within 12 inches, so it's going to get its 2 dice for armor bane, but we need to hit first. So 3 up the hit. Oh, that is a hit. So strength 8, front armor 13. Oh, that is a 12-13, so that is a glance. So there's a 4-up cover save. No, so that is failed. So it's just done a single hull point to that Contemptor. Imperial Fist tried a sneaky shot. A couple of the tactical squad that advanced out were in range of the assault squad. Tried to pip them off the landing pad. 2 were in range, took some shots, 2 hits but no wounds. Next to fire is the Scimitar jet bike squadron. They're going to target the tactical squad that's already taken quite a lot of punishment. We're going to try and whittle them down even further. So this is 12 shots, firing and hitting on 2s. That is all but 1 hit. That's a really good start. Now let's see if we can do as well on the wounds. So 11 hits, wounding on 3s. Not bad at all. So it's 3 that don't wound. That is 8 wounds.
All right, let's come in with some 3-up saves, but we've got 2 Marines before the Centurion, so we'll do these 2 at a time. So 1 before the Centurion. To head now on the Centurion. We're just going to tank it. Who cares? Come on. Come on. Oh, look at that. We will take it, but 2 Marines did fall to protect the Centurion.
Next up to fire is the heavy weapons squad with the missile launchers. They should really target the enemy contemptor and just neutralise that threat for the rest of the game. They do have tank hunter. However, I'd really like to try and potentially whittle down that squad and maybe kill the enemy HQ. So we're going to fire the crack missiles at the tactical squad on the far left there. All of them can see at least one squad member, so we're going to fire 8 shots, hitting on 3s. That's pretty good, so that's 6 hits, that's what we need. So then these are 2s to wound. 2 don't wound, so that is 4 AP3, strength 8 AP3 wounds on the squad. The Centurion is first, so it's a choice of whether to look out sir them or tank them.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. All right, so we've got four wounds, yeah?
4 wounds. It does double them out, unfortunately, but you do get your 2-up armor save against it.
I'm going to risk it. Let's do it. 2 ups. Oh, and it paid off. Look at that. Good stuff.
Next to fire for the Imperial Fists is the quad heavy bolters. They can't really see too much other than the assault marines on the landing platform right in front of them, so they make a good target. So we'll fire all 12 shots at them. We have 12s hitting on 2s. That's all hit on the first time, so no need for the twin linked. And then we are wounding on 3s. It's not too bad. That is 4 don't wound, so that is 8 wounds on the assault marines. No sergeant, so these are just straight 3-up armor saves for the assault marines.
Yeah, big roll here. We need that unit to stay alive so we can assault the jet bikes in the next turn. But let's have a look. Oh, that is terrible. So 1. Oh no, it's not too bad. Only 2 die. Pretty good result.
Last to fire for the Imperial Fists is the mighty combi bolter from the Vindicator. The demolished cannon having been blown up, it's going to target the assault marines right next to it and fire 2 shots. Those are both hit, which is great. And 4s to wound. Wow, both wound. Let's see if it can continue the trend.
Unbelievable. Let's see some 3-ups. Come on. Oh god, 1 dead.
Imperial Fists, end of turn 2. Quite good from our point of view. We've whittled down the 2 main squads again, put a hold point on that contemptor, but the meat of the Word Bearer's force is still very much alive, and I have a feeling we're going to get charged quite a bit next turn.
Word Bearers, turn 3 movement, and a little bit more of a successful movement this turn. The Vets are a bit lost on this side. They managed a 4-inch move through cover, so they are now on the landing pad. The Tactical Marines there moved up 4 inches, or 5 inches rather. At least they'll be able to draw a line of sight to those jet bikes maybe. The Javelins zipped along on the side and will draw a bead on either the Rhinos or the jet bikes. And then the mighty assault squad have weathered all sorts of firepower and will assault those jet bikes, hopefully. The Contemptor has moved forward. It will just charge the Vindicator to get it done and dusted, but it might also clip a jet bike behind the Vindicator with its flamers if we get a bit of luck. And then finally on this side, the Centurion HQ has moved forward and will maybe try a long bomb charge into that Rhino. Other than that, the Scorpius has stayed stationary and will fire high up in the air at a target-rich environment over here by the 2 Rhinos. Word Bearers turn 3 shooting, and we're going to start with the Scorpius because that will decide what happens for the rest of the turn for the Word Bearers. It's going to fire high into the air and target that Rhino on its rear most part there to clip the other Rhino and the jet bike. But let's see how many shots we get. Let's try and be lucky. Oh, it's carrying on the tradition of 1 extra blast, so we will target the corner as I said. Let's have a look. Oh, it scatters 3. That's not too bad. I think it'll still clip the 2 Rhinos. And now we'll roll the scatter and it will flip back. So we're just going to check those results and get back to you in a second. Yeah, we didn't do too badly there. There was 2 hits on the Rhino caused and 1 hit on that jet bike. So great stuff. Jet bikes are not jinking. Let's see if we can wound the jet bike. We do on a 5. Let's see if we can have a 2-up armor save. Oh, we do. Lovely job. All right, and then side armor shots on the Rhino. They have a side armor of 11, I believe. So 3s to glance. That is 2 hull points straight up on that Rhino. That is pretty solid. And then the Rhino at the rear, 3s to glance. 2 pens. Whoop, whoop. All right, let's have a damage roll. And that is 1 and 2, so it is shaken, but 2 hull points on both of those Rhinos. The Contemptor will be charging the Vindicator, but not before it bathes it in flame and accidentally catching the jet bike behind it. A bit of a cheeky move, but it's worth a shot. It's a strength 5 heavy flamer into toughness 5, requiring 4s to wound. Oh, that is a shame. It was worth a try. The Centurion did have a look at firing its plasma pistol at those jet bikes, but it was a couple of inches out, so it will just fire into the side of that Rhino, just to hold point it out and disgorge the troops. So he's hitting on 2s with his plasma pistol. Hits. It's strength 7, side armor 11. We need 4s to glance and wreck that Rhino. It is a pen. This is good. Can we explode it to cause some damage on those Marines? No. So that Rhino is wrecked and the Marines inside will have to emergency disembark. The squad they have emergency disembarked after being turfed out of their Rhino. That's not a bad roll. The squad will try a charge in the next phase to get that Centurion in combat with those Marines. The Assault Marines will fire their bolt pistols before they charge in against the jet bikes. They are 6 bolt pistols requiring 3s to hit. That's 3 miss, so not too bad. And then strength 4, toughness 5, 5 to wound. Come on. 1 wound, it's worth a try.
1 2-up armor save. Passed.
Hot diggity dog. The Wordbearer's Javelin will target the jet bikes just to help out the assault squad if possible. First of all, firing the multi-melter into the squad have jinked. Oh, that is a hit. Fantastic. 2s to wound. Excellent.
And I got a jink save. Passed.
Oof. Next fires the twin-link cyclone missile launchers requiring
2s.
2s, yeah, because it's a doodah roll. Yeah, got it. Twin link though, we'll take that. Okay, fantastic. 2 hits and then 2s to wound. Come on, that is a 1 and a cocked dice. I'm going to re-roll it. Okay, 3, same result. 2 up. Oh, hot diggity. 1 would have been nice. At the end of the shooting phase, this TAC Marine here with the attached chaplain managed a 2-inch run move, which is very impressive. And then finally, the vets over on the far side of the landing pad managed a 1-inch run, doing so well. Wordbearers turn 3 assault phase, and the assault marines have made it into combat with jet bikes running a massive 7 on their charge move. And then finally, we're going to do this charge on camera because it's a bit spicy. This unit, the Centurion, has declared a charge against Imperial Fists vets. They overwatched. No damage was caused, thankfully, and now we need a 9-inch charge because we're just clipping that terrain as we go through. Big roll for the Wordbearers. Oh, it was a 6, but I didn't catch the roll on camera. I think it was a 5, but I'm gonna have to. I'll re-roll the other dice. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's a 12. What a great charge. The contender will roll for his charge against the Vindicator. Makes it on a 7, which is great stuff. We'll do the hammer rash straight away. So strength 7, front armor 13, 6 is the glance. That is not a glance, but there is 5 attacks on the charge. 3 base, +1 for additional close combat weapon, and +1 for charging, requiring 3s to hit. That is 3 hits. Strength 10, rear armor 11, I believe. So that is, rear armor 10, I've been told. So it's an auto pen. So let's see what happens on the results. We get a 5. So that Vindicator has been destroyed. Great news, the charge was made from this side of the board of the Centurion into the vets. Overwatch was fired, but 2 saves were made against the Wordbearers and they crashed into combat. A challenge was issued by the Wordbearers, which was accepted by the Sergeant with a power sword.
In the challenge at Initiative 4, the Sergeant is going to try and inflict some damage to the enemy Centurion before he dies. So we have 3 attacks with a power sword, hitting on 4s. That is 3 hits, that's really good. So winning on 4s, that is 2 wounds. So 2 2-ups from the Wordbearer.
All right, let's have a look. Oh, that's a good save on 2 2-ups there. Next strike at Initiative 4 are the 2 Wordbearers. They have additional close combat weapons. They have 6 attacks requiring 4s to hit. That is 2 hits and requiring 4s to wound, 1 wound.
3-up armor save, it's a fail, so that's 1 Imperial Fist dead. Fighting back at Initiative 4 are the Imperial Fists. We got 12 hits on the Wordbearers, so we have 4s to wound. That's not too bad, so we'll pull these ones out. That is 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds on the Wordbearers.
All right, just getting some dice ready to set up. Okay, so 3-up armors. Oh, okay, so the 2 Marines have died, and the Sergeant is left at Initiative 1 with his Power Fist. This is the Wordbearer's turn to shine. So we've got 3 attacks from that Sergeant with the Power Fist, requiring 4s to hit. Come on. Okay, 2 hits. This is good. Now 2s to kill. Lovely. All right, 2 Imperial Fists go down. And then finally, we have 5 attacks from the Centurion in combat with a power axe, requiring 4 3s to hit this time. 3s to hit. Drop 2. And now we need 3s to wound AP 2. Okay, that is pretty good. So it kills a sergeant and 2 additional veterans. At the end of that combat there, 4 Imperial Fists were slain versus 2 of the word bearers. And the vets have a leadership at 8 with a difference of 2, requiring 6 on 2 dice. And they passed on a 6. That is unbelievable. Good work. Next combat is the word bearers assault squad against the jet bikes there. 18 attacks. We're going to do this twice. So I'm going to fit 9 dice in my hand. So requiring 4s to hit. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. We'll take that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is pretty good going. We'll take that. So we've got 9 in my hand. We need 2 more. And now we need 5s to wounds. Oh, crumbs. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. So can we do any damage to those jet bikes? 2-ups.
4 2-ups. All saved.
Oh, diggity dog. All right, we'll move on to the jet bikes.
Fighting back is the Imperial Fist jet bikes. They are armed with bolt pistols and chainswords, so it's 2 attacks each. Hitting on 4s. Again, that's pretty good. Dropping 3, so 5 hits. 4s to wound. 3 wounds. That's 3 3-ups from the word bearers.
All right, let's hopefully we can make these saves. The word bearers have lost combat by a difference of 1. Their leadership is 8, so they need a leadership test. True believers, 3 dice, pick the 2 lowest, and that is passed on a 7. Exactly what they needed. They will stay in the fight. End of turn 3, the word bearers have finally made contact with the Imperial Fist and are starting to cleave some units in half. Half the army is still struggling to get across that landing pad, but the elements that have hit the word bearers lines have done a reasonable job. Let's just hope that that contemptor can stay alive for this next turn, because I have a feeling it's going to be needed by the word bearers in the latter part of the game.
Imperial Fist turn 3 movement. It's a little bit of a tricky one to figure out, but we have decided to take the battle to the word bearers. The veteran squad on the left-hand flank has rolled a 6 for moving through cover, and they're going to join that combat and help the brother veteran squad out. We're going to hope with weight of attacks we can bring down the 2-up armor save combatants. The tactical squad with the Centurion, the Delegatus rather, decided it was a little bit too far away to get all the way around to help out with that combat, so they're instead heading for the assault marine combat to try and help out the jet bikes. The single living rhino has just reversed slightly and is lining up a shot with its multi-melter against something. Everything else is standing still to try and bring its guns to bear. Turn 3 Imperial Fist shooting phase. First to fire is the heavy weapon squad with the missile launchers. We have seen what that contemptor has done to the Vindicator, and we need to bring it down. So we have 8 crack shots targeting the front armor. A little bit risky, we'll see what we can do. So 3s to hit. It's pretty good. Okay, only 2 missed. So this is 5s to glance, but 6s to pen, but we do have Tank Hunter. Ooh, 1 out of the dice tray, so that is 2 glances so far, 3 glances. I'm going to re-roll the fails. 4 glances. I think we're going to take that rather than re-rolling the glances. I'm going to try and core it out with whole points. So that is 5 5-up saves.
All right, this is going to be very, very tough. So here we go, 5s. So it saved 1 off the board. It saved 1, so that dreadnought is dead. Can't be exploded, so it's just wrecked.
Next and last to shoot for the Imperial Fist is the Rapier quad bolters. They're going to target the enemy tactical squad that's just crested over the landing pad. We're going to fire all 12 shots at them. So this is hitting on 2s, twin linked. So we do have 3 misses. So with the twin linked, that's all hit, which is really good. So then 3s to wound on the tactical squad. Dropped a few, so that's 4 failed to wound, so that's 8 wounds. Now, the enemy chaplain is up front, so we have a choice of whether to tank them or to look out, sir.
It's a tough decision, but we are going to look out, sir, them. So we'll do look out Soul's roll first, which he does look out them all bar 1, so he does need an armor save, which he does pass. Okay, yeah, we'll take that. And now we need 3 up armor saves. So fingers crossed. That's not bad going. Kills 1 Marine.
Slight lie, the last thing to shoot is the Rhino on a single hull point. It is targeting the enemy Javelin with its multi-melter on the top. So this is 3s to hit, and classic multi-melter a 1 to hit onto the assault phase.
The Jav did declare not to jink prior to the shot, so that was a good call.
Turn 3 assault phase for the Imperial Fists. 2 charges were declared and both are made. The veteran squad burst out of the ruins, rolling a 5 on their charge, but they are -2 for charging through cover, so they only just made it. But a few of them will be able to land some blows. On the right, the tactical squad also only just rolled enough to get in, but a few members managed to make it in to hopefully tip the tide against those assault marines. First combat for the Imperial Fists is the tactical squad charged in against the assault squad. We have 7 marines who managed to make it in within combat range, so that's 14 attacks from the tactical squad. We have 14 here, so we're hitting on 4s. That's really not great. So that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I lie. 9 hits and 4s to wound. That's not great. So that is a total of 3 wounds against the assault marines.
All right, luck might be going in the word bearer's favour, so we need 3 3-up armour saves. Come on. We do fail 1, but he will still get to attack.
And then striking initiative 4 again, the scimitar jet bikes. They have 8 attacks with their bolt pistol close combat weapons, hitting on 4s. That is 4 hits, completely average, and wounding on 4s. That is only 1 wound, really failing on the wounds here. So a single wound on the assault squad.
3-up armour. Yes.
Passed.
The word bearer's assault marines will continue to attack the jet bikes. They have 10 attacks requiring 4s to hit. Oh, not amazing. 3 hits, 5s to wound, and that is no wounds. That is very unlucky.
Last to strike is the sergeant for the Imperial Fist, arms with a power fist, so he has 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. Only 1 hit, 2s to, off the board, 2s to wound. That is a dead assault marine.
All right, so the word bearers have lost by a difference of 2. They do get 3d6 on leadership 8, so they need 6 to see if they can do it. Oh, they do, yeah, 4 and a 2. They are staying in combat.
Next combat for the Imperial Fist in turn 3. It's a big one. We did it off camera. 2 veteran squads, 1 that had charged, lots of attacks, over 30. We ended up with 16 wounds against the lone sergeant and 3 onto the Centurion from the sergeant, the Imperial Fist sergeant. It's all at AP, effectively nothing because they have 2-up saves. But to start with, we have 16 saves onto the sergeant, and if he fails more than 1, they will spill onto the Centurion in the challenge. So we've got 16 to roll for the word bearers, 2-ups.
Big roll, no 1s, please.
Oh my word.
There is only 1 1.
There we go. So the sergeant is dead, but he has taken 16 wounds before going down.
Very impressive. So he doesn't get to swing his power fist, unfortunately. But now there was also 3
wounds on the Centurion. So just 3 more 2-ups, and he might survive.
Let's have a go. Take that. All right, we shall now strike back with the Centurion. He's 2 base, +1 for 2 close combat weapons at AP2, requiring 3s to hit. Okay, 2 hits, not bad. A 6, a 1, and a 3, and now 3s to wound, 3s to kill rather, and that does kill the sergeant from the Imperial Fist in the challenge.
End of that amazing combat. The word bearer Centurion stands proud. It is a draw, so that combat drags on. End of Imperial Fist turn 3. Pretty unbelievable. We've managed to win both combats, win and draw, which is pretty good. We're outclassed in combat, but would have been really good to wipe that character and then consolidate and claim that flank of the board. It looks pretty worrying now because we still have a pretty big mass of word bearer infantry sweeping up towards us, and we are stuck in combat. So we'll see what happens in the second half of the game.
Word bearer's turn 4 movement, and the Scorpius has stayed stationary. He will try a cheeky shot on that Rhino and pray for a scatter and clip some Marines. It's a very cheeky shot, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Finally, that tactical Marine squad have made a huge advancement on that landing pad, moving a full 6 inches. And we will try and get into combat with those Marines over there if we can. And then finally, the veterans rolled a decent move recover and got a 5. They will run, and they may be able to get their flamers into play by turn 5. Who knows? Word bearers turn 4 shooting phase, and the Scorpius has targeted the dead center of that Rhino. How many shots do they get? Fingers crossed. Oh, it's the maximum. Okay, this is good news. So 4 shots. We'll roll a scatter dice, see what happens. Okay, so it is a hit. Not ideal, but we'll take it. And now we'll roll for the rest of the scatters. So it scatters further back onto the rhino and may clip. I think we'll do this on camera and we'll just come back to you with the results. Scorpius has hit the rhino 4 times, but has also clipped one of the jet bikes. So wounding the jet bike, we need a 2, strength 8. That is a wound, but 2 up armor save. Loves it. All right, and now we need 3s to glance that rhino. And that is 3 hull points. That rhino has been wrecked. Javelin has finally made it around the flank of the Imperial Fist and will target the missile launcher squad. I don't think it's the optimum target, but it's the only target that they have. The multi-melter will go first. That is a hit and 2s to wound. Brilliant, but there is a +1 cover save to that unit.
Thanks to the Imperial Fists Warlord trait, we have a 3-up in cover. So that is passed.
Hot diggly dog. And then 2 cyclone missile launchers, both hit. 2s to wound. Come on. 1 wound.
And a 3-up cover.
Unbelievable. That was not successful. The vets have ran 4 inches over those crates. Not quite enough to get them out of range of the heavy bolters, but it's a start. Wordbearers turn for assault phase, and this is the defining moment of the Wordbearers. They require, or rather the tactical squad there with the chaplain requires a 10-inch charge to make it into combat with the Imperial Fists and help out their assault marines. Just one 10-inch charge can make all the difference. Oh, it's an 8. It was so close, but unfortunately was failed. We'll now go on to combat with the few elements of the Wordbearers that are left. Combat between the Wordbearers assault squad and the jet bikes and the large tactical squad. You can barely see them through the sea of yellow there, but they have 6 attacks and require 4s to hit. That's not too bad. 3 hits. And now 5 to wound the jet bikes. Come on. 1 wound. Can we bring one of those down? No, we can't.
So the jet bikes are going to attack back. We have 8 attacks as per normal. 4s to hit. It's only 3 hits this time. And 4s to wound. No wounds. Now striking the Imperial Fist Tactical Squad. We've done a really long conga line thanks to the charge last turn, so it's really difficult to bring our numbers to bear. So we only have 5 Tactical Marines that can strike at the moment, Initiative 4. So it's 4s to hit, it's only 2 hits, and 4s to wound. That is 2 wounds against the Assault Squad. So that's 1 down, that's really good. And then we've got, finally Initiative 1, the Sergeant with a Power Fist. 2 attacks, 1 hit, 2s to kill. That is 1 more Assault Marine dead. So we didn't wipe the squad, which was really frustrating. The Assault Marines lost by 2, so they need 6 on 3d6 with True Believers.
All right, True Believers, let's have it. That is...
Pass on a 5.
It's unbelievable.
So the combat continues for another turn. Second combat at the end of turn 4 for Imperial Fists, the insane brawl against the single Wordbearer's Centurion. We had 39 attacks go in. Of those, 20 hit and 12 have wounded. So we now have 12 2-up armor saves. If the Centurion survives this, he can strike back with impunity. We'll see what happens. We could really do with the Centurion going down here. It would really turn the tide of the battle. So we've got 12 2-up armor saves.
All right, let's have it. We've done really well with these 2-ups. Let's do it again. Oh no, he's dead. Only just though, passing 1 would have kept him alive. So he is dead and those Imperial Fist Marines will consolidate. Within a turn 4, it's a shame that the Centurion died. Could have just passed 1 of those and he still would have been okay. But nevertheless, it happened and those squads have now consolidated. The Wordbearers are in a very precarious position. We need that tactical squad to survive so they can make it into combat and try and turn the tide between the jet bikes and that large tactical squad. Who knows what the Imperial Fists have got in store for the Wordbearers.
Imperial Fist turn 4, not a lot to do in the movement phase. The veteran squads freshly out of combat, both move through cover. The larger squad moving themselves just up onto the top of that generator. Only 1 model, but the heavy water might be able to see something. The understrength squad has retreated back into the ruins. Again, hopefully maybe being able to bring their guns to bear on something, but just keeping themselves safe. Turn 4 shooting phase for the Imperial Fists. Started with the understrength veteran squad, couldn't really see anything, so we just ran them to get them back to cover. Only rolled a 2, but they moved a little bit back up. The other veteran squad with the heavy bolter up on the Manufactorum took aim and fired at the large tactical squad. 3 hits and 3 wounds, which was really good, and rolled a single 2 for the word bearers, so a single tactical marine died. Next up to shoot is the quad heavy bolters. They're doing good work all through the game, so we'll see if they can carry on. They are targeting the enemy tactical squad that includes the chaplain up front. So we have 12 shots hitting on 2s. That one is cocked, so I'll reroll that off the dice tray. So that is all 12 hit. So we now need 3s to wound. That is not too bad, so pretty average actually. 4 failed to wound, so that is 8 wounds on the tactical squad. They have the enemy chaplain up front, so it's up to him whether they will look out, sir, or he will tank it.
I'm not sure. It's a really tricky one. I don't know. Let's look out, sir. We need to keep him alive, don't we? So all these lookout sirs. So same thing happened. Well, he only lost a wound. Take an armor save for him, which he passed. And now we need 7 3-up armor saves for the rest of the tactical marines. We'll drop one on the floor there. I've got another one here, tucked out of the way. And that is 2 marines fall to the withering firepower from the rapiers.
Last to shoot for the Imperial Fists is the heavy support squad. Again, they're doing good work, so we're going to see if we can carry on. They're going to target the enemy tactical squad. Was a bit of a debate whether to lay down frag missiles and make them take lots of saves, but I think I like the idea of doubling them out and cancelling the 3-up armor saves. So we're going to fire crack missiles. 8 shots hitting on 3s. 2 misses, that's not too bad. And now we have 6 hits wounding on 2s. All wounds, that's really good. So again, David's got to decide if he wants to look out, sir, or if he wants to tank them on the 2-up armor save.
We're going to tank them.
Okay, so one at a time.
Yeah, I hate doing this. Good, good, loving it. Yes, yes, one more.
Oh.
Great work there.
End of Imperial Fist turn 4. The single assault marine swung against the jet bikes, didn't cause a wound, so no casualties there. The Imperial Fist attacks then brought him down. The tactical squad consolidated 3 inches backwards, and the jet bike squad consolidated 4 inches.
Word bearers turn 5 movement phase. The javelin has skirted around to draw a bead on this tactical marines. The vets only managed a 3-inch move through cover, and the tactical marines there with the chaplain have moved forward 6 inches. Some tough decisions need to be made for the word bearers about who they target and who they charge. Word bearers turn 5 shooting phase, and the Scorpius has targeted the marine there right in the centre of your screen. So it's a full scatter, but hopefully it will hit and it will hit a ton of Imperial Fist marines. But first of all, let's see how many shots. Come on. Okay, that's not too bad. That's 3 shots total. And now we'll roll this scatter dice to see where it lands, and then we'll work the results out off camera. Okay, so it scatters 5 inches. The Scorpius Whirlwind managed to hit the centre of that pillar on that building, completely missed the tactical marines, but clipped one of the rapier launchers in the building there, but they passed their cover save, so completely uneventful. A real shame. Next fires a javelin. It's going to fire a multi-melter into that tactical unit. It does hit, and it does kill. Now we've got 2 twin-linked two-minute missile launchers, twin-linked. Hits on 2s. Oh, and then 2s to kill. And that kills another marine. The word bearers veterans fired their bolters into the tac squad and managed to bring down 1 Imperial Fist. Finally, the chaplain and 3 tactical marines fired their bolt pistols into the tac marine squad there. Got 1 hit, but the armor save was passed by the sergeant on his 2-up artificer armor. Next, they will try a long bomb charge to get into close combat. Word bearers turn 5 assault phase, and the tactical marines, including the chaplain, declared a charge against that big tac unit there with the delegatus in. There was 23 overwatch shots from bolters, 6 wounds, and they were saved, thankfully, on the artificer armor of the chaplain there. So we need a 7-inch charge. It's a huge charge. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's a 5. All right, I think that could spell the end for the word bearers, but we'll go into the Imperial Fist. See what happens.
Imperial Fist turn 5 movement. The scimitars have broken from that long combat and are moving down the left-hand flank of the board to threaten that word bearer's tank. The veterans have rolled a 4 for the move through cover and just carried on moving up to try and give themselves good firing arcs. The large tactical squad with delegatus in is going all or nothing and then moving towards the word bearer's chaplain and his tactical squad to try and throw down the combat challenge. Turn 5 Imperial Fist shooting. First thing to happen was the jet bikes turbo boosted. They have raced over the manufacturer room and have headed into the word bearers half of the board. They're going to threaten that whirlwind, but just keeping their heads down for this turn. Moving on to the veteran squad, they are targeting the tactical squad. Only 4 of them can see at the moment. We have a single heavy bolter and 3 bolt guns that can shoot. So the heavy bolter hitting on 2s, that's 3 hits, and 3s to wound, only 1 wound, and then the bolt guns, 2s to hit, and 4s to wound, only 1 wound. So that's 2 wounds on the word bearer's tactical squad.
3 up armor saves, passed.
Both made. The next thing to shoot is the other veteran squad of the Imperial Fists. There again are 3 bolt guns that can fire, 2 heavy bolters this time. So the 3 bolt guns hitting on 2s, those are 3 hits, and 4s to wound. That's pretty good, so 2 wounds. And then we have the heavy bolters, 6 shots, 2 hits, 2 don't hit, 4 hits, 3s to wound. As 2 don't wound, so that's only 2 more wounds. So that is 4 wounds in total. It is the chaplain first, as per usual. So it's up to the word bearers if they want to tank them or pass them off to the tactical squad.
All right, tough decision. We are going to tank them because we're brave. Oh, and it paid off. Great stuff.
Next shoot were the rapier quad batteries. Again, they targeted the tactical squad. I really want to try and whittle them down before combat. 12 shots, all hit, 8 wound again, so there are 8 saves on the word bearers. Again, have to make the choice on whether to look out, sir, or tank it.
We're going to tank. We're going to let our faith prevail. See what happens. Oh, we only took 1 wound, so not too bad.
Last to shoot are the heavy weapon squad. Again, we're going to try and chance it and land crack missiles on the squad because either the chaplain has to tank them or they're instant killing tactical marines. So we have 8 shots, 8 crack missiles. Hitting on 3s, that's really good. That's only 1 miss. So these are wounding on 2s. 2 don't wound, so that is 5 wounds again. So are these going to be lookouts, sir, or are these going to be thrown onto the tactical marines?
No, the chaplain will tank the wounds.
Okay.
2 up armors, come on. And he does it successfully. Good stuff. He is loving life.
And again, got a little excited. The last thing to shoot is actually the tactical squad. They're going to fire their bolt pistols before charging. So 13 shots, hitting on 2s, including the Centurion. We're all hitting on 2s here, so 3 miss. Wounding on 4s. That is really good. That is 1 that fails to wound. So that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 wounds from 13 bolt pistol shots. Again, we're going to have the choice of tank it or look out, sir.
I think we've expended our luck here. So we are going to look out, sir. Good job, though, because he would have severely died here. All right, so 3, 4 were unsuccessful. So let's do the 3 up armors here. Okay, so 3 Marines have died. And now these are on the Sergeant. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. So good, dead. So he is dead. The chaplain is dead. And these carry on to the Marines, of course. Sorry. So that's 1 more. So the chaplain and 4 Marines have died.
Turn 5 Imperial Fists combat phase, we have decided to go for the charge against the tactical squad. We're actually a little bit too successful in our bolt pistols fire there because we'd quite like a shorter charge range. Instead, we're now up to an 8-inch charge range. We suffered overwatch from the tactical marines, 13 shots, but only 1 hit and failed to wound. So we're fine in that regard. We now have an 8-inch charge to see if we can get in. Let's see what we can do. Double 1. That is definitively not. They have stumbled over themselves and they'll be staying there.
Word bearers turn 6, the final turn for the word bearers. The Scorpius has stayed stationary and will fire high up in the air to try and take out either that tactical squad there or this tactical squad in the building. They need some points for the Blood Feud mission. And then finally, the vet team survived the entire battle, have finally brought 4 flamers to bear on that tactical squad to try and kill some Imperial Fists. And then the larger tactical squad there have got within charging distance will fire their bolt pistols and charge. Word bearers turn 6 shooting, and we start off with the vets and manage to cause 12 hits with their flamers onto that attack squad in front of them. They require 4s to wound. Not bad, I don't think. So we dropped 2 from there. That was really good. So 10 hits. Armour saves for the Imperial Fists.
Okay, so it's going to be a little bit difficult. We've got the Sergeant up front with the 2 up, but I would quite like to keep him alive. So we're going to look out Sir these. We'll just do them all at once. So he only successfully passes off 2. So he has to take all of these. We'll do these one at a time. So 2 up. He's liking it so far. 3 6s. And he's finally dead. So 3 left onto the tactical squad with the 2 others. So that's 5 onto the tactical squad. 1 more dies to the sergeant, and 1 tactical marine dies to the flamers.
Continuing on with the vets, they do have some bolters they can fire. Some bolt pistols, rather. So 5 bolt pistols, 3 hits, not too bad, and 4s to wound. That's 1 wound.
There's a regular marine up front, so it's a 3-up armour save, which is passed.
Next to fire is the tactical squad from the word bearers with their bolt pistols into the squad with the delegatus. They require 4s to hit. 3s to hit, excuse me. And that is 3 hits. 4s to wound. 2 wounds.
So 1 at a time until we get to the delegatus. 3-up armour saves, passed and passed.
Not looking good for the word bearers. Next to fire is the javelin with its multi-melter. 2s to hit. It hits. 2s to kill. Come on, that's good. That's 1 down. And then the twin link cyclone missile launcher. 2s, 2 hits. 2s to kill. Look at that. 3 marines have gone down. The Scorpius is the last unit to fire in the word bearers army. We're going to target the tactical marine right in center of the screen there. It is a full scatter shot, remember. So let's see how many shots we get. 2 shots. This is great. And now we'll get a scatter dice. Hit, please. Oh, it's a 4. I think it will clip 1, but we'll come back in a sec. And it will go further. Yeah, so I think we'll clip 1 marine. Yep, clip 1 marine, so 2s to kill. Oh, it's a cock dice. It's a 4. Great stuff, so 1 more marine dead. Word bearers 10-6 assault phase, and the tactical marines have declared a charge against the Imperial Fist. Overwatch was made, and no wounds were caused on the squad. And then we now need a 3-inch charge for the tactical marines, which we make. And now we need a 7-inch charge for the veterans, which we also make. Let's see if the word bearers can be any luckier. Word bearers turn 6 assault phase, and the vets and the tactical marines have charged into the large Imperial Fist tactical marine squad with the delegatus. A challenge was issued from the veteran sergeant, and that was accepted by the delegatus from the Imperial Fist. Everybody is striking at initiative 4, except if they have a power fist, which is the majority of the sergeants or the characters. And we will go into the veterans initiative step 4 for the word bearers. The veterans, there are 6 able to attack. They have 4 attacks on the charge, which is 24 attacks. I'm going to do 12 dice twice, requiring 4s to hit. So we've got 2, 3, 4. Pretty shocking. Now we'll do another 12. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 10 hits. And now we need 10 4-ups to wound. Not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 wounds from the Imperial Fist, please, Boris.
So this is 7 3-up saves. If all of these fail, it will go on to the delegatus, but so we'll do 6 at a time just in case. But no, only 1 failed, so 1 goes down, but we'll get to make his attacks back.
Next strike at initiative 4 is the Marines, the tactical Marines. 15 attacks, requiring 4s. Oh, not amazing. So 2, 4, 6, 7 hits. I think that's pretty terrible. Well, about half, I guess. 4s to wound. Oh, jeez. 2 wounds from the Imperial Fists.
2 3-up saves, both made.
Whoa.
Attacking back at initiative 4, the 6 Imperial Fist tactical marines, no extra close combat weapons, so it's just a 6 attacks. We're targeting the enemy tactical squad. So 4s to hit, only 2 hits, pretty ineffectual combat. 4s to wound, a single wound. So a single wound on the enemy tactical squad.
All right, come on. Pass, look at that, number 6. Striking Initiative 1 is the Sergeant from the Tactical Squad striking into the Imperial Fist Tactical Marines. He has 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. 1 hit, oh dear. 2s to kill, come on. And that is 1 Imperial Fist dead. The Veteran in combat with the Delegatus, striking Initiative 1 with his Power Fist. He has 3 attacks also, hitting on 4s. Come on, 2 hits, alright, this is good. 2s to wound. That is 2 Strength 8 AP, 2 wounds.
So the Imperial Fist Delegatus has a refractor field. We need to make both these 5-up saves. No, not a 1. So he is dead, just as last game, in fact. So striking back in Initiative 1, he has 3 attacks back. These are hitting on 3s due to weapon skill 5. All hit, wounding on 2s. So 1 does fail to wound, but that is 2 wounds. So that is the tactical sergeant the veteran sergeant, and 1 of another Marine dies.
The Imperial Fists have lost the combat there by a difference of 3. Their leadership is 8, so they will need a 5 on 2 dice.
Here we go. No, they are running. So we have an initiative off. Shall I roll first? We'll see what you have to beat. So you've got to beat a 5.
Ooh, we get to reroll 1s for sweep in advance. Oh, no, you do get away.
They do get away. So the Imperial Fists run 2d6, 5 inches away.
All right, good work. At the end of turn 6 for the Word Bearers, the Veterans consolidated 5 inches and the TAC Marines consolidated 4. They are probably not in the best position because they are going to get a ton of firepower down from the rest of the Imperial Fist forces from their last turn. It would have been nice just to sweep that last tactical unit for some extra points. However, we will see what happens.
Imperial Fist, turn 6. The tactical squad that just got roundly beaten in combat did manage to rally, which is great because it doesn't give away a victory point in the blood feud. They move 3 inches back and will just try and snap shoot. The veterans in the middle of the board continued their crawl up the side of the Manufactorum, managing another 4 move through cover. They might bring their guns to bear on the veteran squad. The other veteran squad has stayed still. Finally, the scimitar jet bikes have zoomed round and brought themselves right in next to that whirlwind, and we will try and glance it to death perhaps, or charge it and melt a bomb it. Imperial Fist turn 6 shooting phase. The tactical squad that rallied, the 3 remaining members, tried some snapshots at the veteran squad pursuing them. Missed all the shots though. The veteran squad next to them opened up at the tactical squad coming down the ramp. They managed 5 hits with the combined firepower of the bolters and heavy bolters. So we now have 5 saves on the tactical squad. Again, the 2-up armor is up front, so it's a question of lookout sirs or tanking.
We're going to tanks. Let's see what happens. 2 up. Yes. Successful. Dead. And now we're on to 3 ups. And that is the Sergeant and Attack Marine dead.
Next fire is the veteran squad on top of the building. Only a few could shoot due to the obscured rules from the... not obscured rules, sorry.
Cool.
Next to shoot was the tactical squad, the tactical veteran squad on top of the building. Only a few could shoot due to the wrecked buildings blocking sight. However, 2 wounds were dealt after all the firepower was done onto the tactical squad in the middle of the landing pad. So we have 2 3-up saves.
1 pass, 1 fail, 1 TAC Marine is dead.
Next to shoot is the heavy weapon squad with the missile launchers. We're going to stick with crack missiles now that the 2-up armor save is gone. We're firing at that tactical squad with only a few members left on the landing pad. So only 5 can see, however. So we have 5 shots hitting on 3s, 2 miss. However, we now are on to 2 ups to kill. So that is 1 failed to wound. That is 2 dead tactical marines. Next to shoot, the Imperial Fist rapier batteries with quad heavy bolters. They are fed up with the enemy javelin zipping around them and sniping off tactical marines, so they've opened up all 12 shots at it into the side armor. All 12 hit, and we have 3 glancing hits. So the Word Bearers player did elect Jinx, so we now have 3 4-ups. Needs to make 2 of these.
Yeah, let's have it. Come on. All passed. That is great stuff.
Turn 6 for the Imperial Fist assault phase. The only thing to happen were the scimitar jet bikes charged in, easily made their charge to exact vengeance on that whirlwind Scorpius. We have melter bombs in the entire squad, so we have 4 melter bombs to try and attach to it. 4 hitting on 3s against the rear armor. So that's 3 hits, classic 1 misses. So now we get 2d6 against 10, so it is an auto glance, however, anything but a double 1. So it's only just a penetrate. That's 1 penetrate, 2 penetrates, and again, only just. So that's 3. 3d6 on the is dead, but we'll see if it explodes. That is a double explode result, being AP1. So the explosion auto hits everything. It's strength 4, toughness 5. So we'll roll our own and see. 5's to wound. Oh wow! So that's 2 wounds against the scimitars. Let's see if they might fall at the last hurdle. 2 up saves. No, they both survive. End of turn 6 for Imperial Fist. That is it. The board is a lot emptier than it started. The word bearers have been bloodied. However, the key thing is the blood feud targets. Who managed to score points? Both the warlords are dead. So we're going to tot up the victory points and get back to you with the winner.
What an absolute mauling the Imperial Fist dealt out to the word bearers. Boris, I think you were particularly brutal in that game.
I think I had a plan, but my dice backed up my plan, and I think your dice didn't back up your plan.
True.
I think that's how it felt in the game. But yeah, the amount of colour on the board left over at the end, it looks like the Imperial Fists won decisively, but actually I think it's a lot closer than that, points-wise.
It is. Let's go straight to those points before we discuss the game. We'll start with the word bearers. The word bearers scored 4 death toll points. You get 1 point for every unit destroyed, so there was 4 there. There was +1 for killing the delegatus, so they confer 1 or give 1 to you if he survives. Yep. No blood feud targets, unfortunately. I just could not kill those infantry units, which I chose as my blood feud target, and got warlord. So total, the word bearers scored 7 victory points.
Pretty good, yeah. The Imperial Fists killed 6 units, so they got 6 death toll. We chose independent characters as our blood feud target because, quite rightly as it turns out, I wasn't sure I could chew through the 55 Marines or something you had, especially with all your 2-up armor saves.
Yep.
So I went for independent characters, managed to kill both, so that gave me 2 more points each. Adding 4, got the warlord, and I got last man standing for having more units on the board at the end, which brings the Imperial Fist up to 12.
Yes. Well played.
Thank you. Yeah.
It was a really good game. Talk to me about your game though.
It was tough. I think I had a plan at the beginning to sort of try and throw a unit at you to delay you. I was going to use the rhinos as blocking units, which I kind of did with the Vindicator after your lucky shot with the whirlwind. That was really good.
That's good.
My jet bikes, I was planning to zip round, sort of turn 3, be in your rear lines and start melter bombing stuff, and you just got tied up straight away. I think the thing that managed it was not getting wiped in those long drawn-out combats. That's what lost me the last game, and I think I managed to do quite a good job. But the thing that actually tipped it was not being able to meet your army piecemeal, just because of your really, really poor move through cover rolls and not making a couple of key charges. I was able to fight you kind of piecemeal and then withdraw. And to be honest, the Imperial Fist gun line, that's what they do, that quad heavy bolter battery, just throwing out pretty much 12 hits a turn. Really, really powerful. But about turn 3, it was going well. The first turn you get that thing, you just ran at me and I got to shoot you. Turn 2, 3, 4, it started getting really dicey. And then it was turn 4, turn 5, I think it managed to flip round is when I managed to kill the Contemptor, hold up the rest of the squad. To be honest, you didn't see on camera, but I was absolutely distraught when your Centurion survived. 39 melee attacks or something.
Tough,
there's the whole veteran squad just wailing on him, and he's just passed all his 2-up saves.
Loved it.
And then finally got brought down, but only just. So, dice in the end on it, but I hope it was I had a plan and stuck to it. I think we were saying earlier, you've not really played Space Marines very much.
No.
I've never played Imperial Fists, and I've played a very different Legion, so we're both learning here. But I think it went all right. But the dice were on my side.
I think there was a couple of key moments for me. You were definitely right that the Mufu cover rolls would just let me down completely. 2 quite large effective squads just did nothing pretty much until right at the last part of the game, particularly the vets. But also, maybe I should have outflanked them, but because of the board, they would have come on the long table edge rather than the sides. So, if you'd rolled badly, they would have come on here and it would have been the same result. But I think maybe I should have done because they took long enough to get there anyway, so it was worth risking it from the other side. But the Contemptor dying, I really needed that to break through. And I thought it was going to be all right because I only had 1 squad of missile launchers. The rest was sort of straight 5, and I thought it was going to be okay. But you got him, which is a real shame. But Oh man, I loved it so much. It was good fun. I will recommend one thing though. If you can play with someone else's army, it's an amazing feeling because you're not emotionally attached to that army. So you don't care. I was braving all those 2-up armor saves.
Yeah.
I was like, I just don't care if he dies or not. So maybe not the right attitude to play with, but it's quite freeing.
It is, yeah. It's like, go for a stroll in someone else's clothes.
Yeah.
It's really fun. And there's units I've discovered that, I never really rated the quad batteries before.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I know the Imperial Fists, they hit on 2s, but like, I love them. They're great. And they're really cheap for what they are. Yeah. And this game and last game, they just did a lot of damage. So I definitely going to make me rethink my own purchases, which is great. And yeah, I'd heartily recommend, if you can, try someone else's army. Swap armies with a friend.
I was about to say that. If you play regularly about the same player all the time, week in, week out, just switch armies for a couple of games. And, I am definitely going to slightly readjust my Death Guard army now to incorporate a few other elements, which I've learned from these series of games between Boris and I. So lots of fun. What we got for the next game?
So the next game is 2K.
Yes.
In the narrative of it, obviously the Imperial Fists have now stopped the Word Bearers' advance. They're giving them a short, sharp strike. Bosh on the nose. So the next story will reflect that. We're going up to 2K, and I think it's going to be much more of a sort of grand line battle. It's not going to be a sort of bait and switch or sort of skirmish game. It's going to be Clash of the Line style.
It'll be full bore, and we are not going to be in the city anymore. So there's going to be a lot more movement, a lot more dynamism through the game, rather than just crawling through these move through cover rolls. So I'm going to build quite a nice sweeping board. Might introduce some mechanicum in, we're not sure yet, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Whatever we do, though, it will be exciting. And Julian is writing up some story for the next game, so looking forward to reading that. Mm-hmm. Final word, Boris? Put him on the spot, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, hitting on 2s with bolters is just great.
It's dirty.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. And final word, I think, for the word bearers, true believers, it does the magic.
I don't think you failed a morale check yet in 2 games.
Unreal.
It's great.
Definitely recommend it. All right, we will see you in the next game.